Okay, so we working on a niche. So once we did the bottom part, the trim all the way around, the next step is to actually tile our accent pieces. Then I'm going to work on the sides, creating nice support on 3 sides, and here I will install a shelf that I will cut out from one of the large pieces. And then we're going to repeat pretty much same scenario to the top. So this is how that's done, and I have a video that shows you exactly how to do such niche with all the explanations, how to frame it, how to waterproof it. So check my other video on my channel about the niche installation, because everything is covered over there, from framing to putting last piece of tile, similar niche with similar accents. So the piece been cut, notched nicely, because it will go over here. This is pretty nice solid piece that goes all the way to the back, and here is nice and flush with our fronts, right? So this piece separates our niche for 2 individual sections, and later, of course, new additional accent will be done on top of that. So we installing this in that particular way. Right now I am applying thin set on this thin side, and later it's gonna get, there will be tiles on the sides, on the top. These notches will block the niche from falling out if something gets loose, so it will be pretty durable piece. And so the next step right now is to apply setting component on the edges and try to squeeze this where it will go. It's very tricky. Of course, this piece also has a slope. Okay, so I'm pushing this from side to side to ensure that actually thin set bonds. I'm gonna fill all the gaps nicely with the thin set on the sides. And like I said, we have a pitch towards the shower, so any water that might get over there will be gone, will be draining. And this is pretty much how it's done. I'm going to clean it right now, and later we'll put additional accent piece on top of that and finish with the tiles the same way as we did already the bottom part. This is how it looks like. And yesterday we worked on the niche that is still under construction, but right now I'm working on the main floor of the shower. 2x2 ivory tumbled stone. And remember that floor always goes first before we put the bottom row of tiles. This is why I have the support. This is why I started from the second row. So once the floor of the shower is dry, I will measure each tile individually to an even sloped floor, because this is not straight cut to the level. It has slightly little bit of the angle, and then it angles to the inside. How to tile the floor, I've been explaining on 2 videos already, so check my channel for a video how to cut tiles around the drain and how to tile the floor in a shower with the exactly same pieces, how to prepare the floor. Everything is explained over there, so I'm referring you to this video of mine. And in this case, I'm just showing you how it looks like. The missing pieces are the pieces that I have to cut out because they were slightly higher than the other. It's common, so the goal is to have all pieces flush so water will not stand and drain pretty fast. So those pieces I have to replace with other small pieces. But anyway, this part is ready for me to tile it. I'm using thin set, not mastic, no any type of glues pre-mixed. Thin set mortar modified for that part of the job, for pretty much entire project, and keep that in mind. So let me do it and I'll show you finished job. Alright, floor been done. As you can see, everything ready for tile. Nice clean look. You can hardly tell that this is on 12 by 12 mesh, those pieces. But we continuing with the walls. The next step will be our final rolls all the way to the ceiling. And as I mentioned previously, I'm always waiting for accent and for this transition piece, pencil piece, to nicely bond, because quite a bit of weight will be sitting on top of those pieces. We have 18 by 18 large format tiles, and then we have one more piece, more than a half of the tile going to the ceiling. So make sure to do it in stages, because otherwise entire accent will get disfigured because of the weight of the tiles. And regardless what type of accent you do, if it's mosaic, it has to bond, dry before you put pieces above it. So we're gonna start from this side. We have thin set already mixed. We have some tiles waiting, and I'll show you and give you some other explanations in a few seconds. Okay, so we have our first piece. A step ladder will be needed. Okay, so I have my mark, right? It kind of gives me a good idea where this tile, how far it should go in that direction. But the most important part of doing continuation right now is to make sure the tile that we're putting nicely transfer level of our finished wall that we did previously. If we put level on the bottom tile, it should nicely touch the tile from on the entire surface, and also it should nicely touch tile on the surface above it, on this tile, because otherwise we will end up with a situation where we have a bow over here, right? So make sure to start continuation nicely, and I can tell that I have too much of the setting component. So this tile is not gonna work just yet. I have to remove some of that, and I will probably grab different trowel. It might be pretty tricky because I'm working on a step ladder, and it's always harder to do things in that position. Okay, it's looking pretty good. So once we have these surfaces in the same line, the next step, of course, I'm going to put level here to the side and ensure that it's nicely lining, like I have right now. Of course, I'm going to level this tile. Additionally, I'm going to put smaller level on the top once I have a next piece to it. But the next important part is to make sure that this surface will continue nicely to the surface in the corner. What you want to check if the distance from tile board over here to the finish of the tile that we have, that is about 5/8 of an inch, will be same over there. So what I'm grabbing, I'm putting my level nice and flat on the tile that I just installed and trying to see how our finished surface transfers. We don't want the situation where this tile is slightly in an angle away from the tile board. So in order to have the entire wall flat, we will end up with 1/2 an inch or inch of the thin set in the corner. You want to make sure we follow the wall. So I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain. So you don't want a situation when you're putting level on your tile and it's something like that, or touches the drywall, because we want to make sure to leave also enough space for the thin set. So this is what is important when adjusting the first piece, and later we pretty much follow our installation. In a few moments I'm going to put another piece, adjust this, and then later we will cut nicely this tile that will fit here, and the shower door will be sitting on this nice flat surface. And then we will do all the installation to the ceiling. Alright, so now I'm putting our clips. So we're continuing with those. I have another tile. And for now I'm not putting our wedges yet, because first I have to put at least 3-4 solid pieces. Then I'm gonna put level on top of them to make sure that it's in level, and then adjust this with those blue shims nicely, and then I'm gonna put our wedges for tile leveling system, and this is how it should be done. Right now, like I mentioned, I'm checking if our tiles are nice and flat, because this is the goal, and everything looks good. Now we have to drill the hole, so we're gonna work on that and continue to the corner. So I will keep you updated how it goes. Another piece to our puzzle. This one has a hole drilled for our shower head. Same situation as we did previously. First I'm playing with the tile as much as I can to bring it to our desired level. Making sure to minimize the leakage, the difference. And now, well, I'll probably put one more before I will start leveling those pieces from the top. I'm going to put one more piece, and then I will start playing a little bit with the level. Don't forget to put your spacers, clips for the leveling system. Okay, another piece goes here. And be careful when you're playing with those heavy pieces on a height. You have to use step ladder, be careful. I also have this pipe that is going to be here. I got it attached to make sure that our plate actually cover the hole that we drilled, the cutout that we have for this pipe. So during your installation, I would recommend you to also check on that, because sometimes you might cut it too big and later there's no way out. Okay, so again, I am checking if our level lays nice and flat. Everything looks good. So I will probably, no, I will not put this piece because our back wall has to go first. The way we have this, those two pieces goes first, and then we're cutting that side to this corner. So I have those 4 tiles already in place, and the next step will be for me to level them. So I'm going to grab level and we'll play with this a little bit to make sure that we have nice straight line on the top. Now we'll shim it underneath. Okay, so we got my level laying on the top, and now I'm playing with those pieces to make sure that that's nice and in level. Okay, first 2 pieces seems to be okay. I'm also checking here, right, because this edge will be continuing, so we want to make sure that this is nice continuation, that nothing is crooked, that level touches evenly those 2 surfaces, and it looks like we're pretty good over there. Now I have to adjust those pieces. Okay. Grab some wedges. Now those will hold these pieces nicely in place. But like I said, otherwise they changes my location slightly, creating leakage. Okay. Another piece. Checking with the level constantly to ensure that there's no any movement. Everything very nice and smooth. Now I'm moving to last piece. Transferring this over here now to our last tile. And this is what you want to achieve, right? Situation like we have. Everything nice and leveled. And nice even grout joint all the way to our beginning of the installation. Gives us nice 3/16 All right, so this is how it looks from here. Right, so coming along, and I'm gonna work on the back wall now. You've seen how this is done. I already explained you the major steps when starting tiling row above the accent, where we have accent on the way and we cannot put level here, right? This is the tricky part. This is the only section where we can put level and transfer this surface to that surface. And then we checking if the tiles nicely follow tile board, and then making sure it is also flat. So I'm gonna go ahead and work all the way around. We're repeating exactly the same step over there. I will most likely get back to you when I will be measuring this little cut that we have over here. So this is our hole for other side. We're already moving forward. Okay, so I'm working on the opposite wall and doing same thing. Level on top, bubble is exactly the way it should be on our level. Our clips are in place, but there's one more thing I want you to explain. The reason why I am starting from the sides, because this is where glass will be touching the surface. So those are the most important edges, walls in the entire installation. Those has to be always flat, leveled if possible. What is over there, it's less important, because we're not putting any fixtures against, we're not putting any glass. We don't need to have flat surface. It will be nice, but it's not a must. So I'm starting from this side to ensure that actually our glass doors will nicely sit evenly, and starting from the other side to have glass panel nicely touching the tiles. So I'm starting from the sides, and installation will meet on this back wall. This is where our levels will get together. But one important thing is, of course, to have exactly same level. Because we're starting from two different sides and we're not sure how to where this level actually, if it's the same level or if it's something crooked one side versus the other. So what I do, I have my longer leveling device, and I'm putting this first tile over there and first tile over here. And this is pretty much ensures me that we have same level on those two rolls that has no continuation yet. Continuation will be over there, but it's still to come. So we have those two pieces nicely in level. And in different applications it's done a little bit differently, but this is pretty tricky installation. And let me show you what we want to achieve. This is what you want to achieve. You see, we have pretty much perfect level, starting from that piece of tile, continuing over there. It proves that our installation is done to perfection, because there's so many grout joints on the way and so much work to keep the same level. Like I said, it's not easy, and there are of course ways to do it correctly and help yourself, because if you take time to do it correctly, you can achieve such results. This is pretty much how it looks like right now. The next step will be for me to put our red wedges for the leveling system over there. That will keep those pieces nicely flush. and continue with the back wall. Alright, we're on the back wall now. As you can see, I'm constantly checking level, even here, because those two levels has to meet, right? Make sure to check level if you have a similar installation, because otherwise you will end up with a crooked grout joint on the top, right? This is very important to adjust correctly. And it's not easy to do work from the step ladder, keep that in mind too. Alright, so we're ready to measure our corner piece now. 15.3/8 plus and 15.3/8 plus. So 15.3/8 plus, I believe is exactly same. Yeah, this is exactly same what we did under the accent. We're ready for that piece. Everything coming along very nice. Okay, so I'm at the point where I'm checking continuation of our levels. You see, this piece is not installed yet. This is just temporary replacement. I still have to add setting component, but you see I had the level laying nicely on those pieces over there and continuing all the way to the corner. Right? This one still will be raised. Like I said, it's not holding yet. I still have to shim it and push it up to meet our desired level. This is pretty much our continuation. So it all nicely continues all the way around, starting from that side. This is goal. Alright, so we're working on the very last row of tiles that we're putting to the ceiling, against the ceiling. This part been done very nicely, and pretty much measuring to the ceiling. Make sure to check the distances, because ceilings are usually off leveled and the distance vary. So I'm measuring each corner individually. Right now we have 11 1/8 where the tile work starts, and here we have 11 1/4, so we have 1/8 of an inch already difference. So I'm gonna measure everything, nicely tile, and we'll keep you updated. Alright, so we getting almost done with the top roll of tiles. We have only one last piece to cut. Everything turning out really nice. And one thing I would like to point to you is this notch over here. The reason for us to do the notch was to save trim work that you can see on the corner, and the plan of the game was to enlarge shower slightly. So redoing this entire trim will be a lot of headaches. And to save customers money and time, he decided to keep it the way it is and just finish it around it. So what I did, I pretty much got the tile work all the way to this angle over here, and later it's going to meet because we're still going to put pencil, so it kind of reflects here and then goes down. And using this pencil, we're gonna wrap it around. This is just temporary piece, but it eventually will continue here, here, and here. We're not gonna put the pencil against the ceiling because we won't be able to finish it nicely because of the tight space. So this is what we did, and the reason for that. Also, I have first piece already in place here, and one more to come over there. Right, 4¼ plus by 12. And this is nice flat, and this is the surface where actually our glass will sit on top of. Looking really nice. The next step will be to work on the pencils once we have tiles on top ready, and slowly start finishing the bottom row of tiles to our floor tiles. Okay, so this is the last piece in the upper section, I would say, because actually this one goes over here. We have pretty tight fit. The goal, of course, is to make this nice and flush with pieces next to it. Here I don't have my leveling system pieces, but there's not a problem. It's a small piece. We can nicely adjust it with those precise shims that I use. And now I'm double checking if our level nicely sits on top of that. This is very, very nice. You see, this is our goal. So the level sits flat. It means that the wall is flat and our bubble is also exactly where it should be. A little bit hard for me to zoom it because we have the angle. But this wall is actually leveled wall, so we're ensuring that our glass will nicely sit. So yeah, this piece in place. We have all the top pieces already done, and the next step will be to work with those pencils. In the meantime, I'm also gonna finish on the niche. We still have a little bit remaining, and then the bottom part. Okay, so working right now with those pencil pieces that will finish our edges nicely, and I'm applying thin set, and here you can see I already have a few pieces in place. Those will go nicely on the side. What I'm also doing, I'm applying some more thin set behind it, so whatever comes out over here I will nicely remove it. Then we'll wash it with a sponge, and this will actually create nice grout joint. Then later can get painted. I don't really like to grout, transition from the drywall to the tile, because it's not the prettiest finish. So usually I will just fill it with the thin set, or later, or leave the gap and put some caulking matching to the color of the grout. But I don't really like to mess with the water and grout, because this often destroys drywall if there's lots of spackle. So in this case we're going to remove it nicely, and then when painting it's going to get painted just about 1/16 of an inch on the side. But anyway, this is a small detail that I just would like to mention to you. You can do it, of course, however you want it, because it's not the essential part of this project. There are more important parts, but one of the important parts is, of course, to finish nicely, to have nice professional look. And some contractors, you can see, they will just leave the tile like it is with a rough edge, which doesn't look good. Then they will put tons of grout and they think they done good job. No, this is not good job. This is good job, what you can see right now. And this is how it should be done, either with this type of pieces similar, or sometimes you can buy even bullnose for travertine. I'm not a huge fan of that because this piece also works nicely as a transition and covers all this gaps. See, if we would do bullnose style, we pretty much have to transfer this gap, because bullnose will be same thickness and the surface here has to be same flesh. So if we have a 1/4 of an inch for the setting component behind the tile, then our bullnose style also have a 1/4 of an inch gap at the finished section, and all you can do is to grout it or caulk it and it looks bad. This pencil piece, because of its thickness, I am pushing right against the drywall, right against the tile board, covering this. As you can see, this gap over here is way smaller than this one, and it nicely wraps around. So this is perfect way of covering remainings of the installation, because like I said, travertine often we have to build up a little bit more with the thin set in order to have this nicely attached. So I'm starting with those pencils, we'll be continuing all the way around over there, the other side as well, and on top of this tile work under the window and to the corner over there. So I'm working on it right now. Of course, nice 45 angle cuts will be a must, and this is how it progresses. Alright, so I'm in the process of finishing our bottom row of tiles, and I already measured all the pieces to the bottom of the shower, to the shower floor, and this is how it goes. Very important to have pieces of the tile on the wall sitting on the top of the floor. It helps a lot when it comes to the draining and prevents water getting where it's not supposed to. So I'm attaching also our leveling clips. So we have two first pieces in place, and our red wedges. Nice. Okay, I already have the back wall partially as well done. I'm waiting with those tiles because this actually has to sit on top of the curb tile. So I have to tile entire curb first before I will put this cut. Keep that in mind. Don't do this first and then run the curb. For the curb to do it, I have to have a main floor now. This is one of the rules. So I'm gonna tomorrow start with the main floor. And once we have all the tiles cut to the shower curb, then we're going to tile the curb, and then we're going to put this piece that actually sits on top of the curb and on top of the shower floor. So we'll be leaving this for now. And let's go to this side. So all the pieces are in place on the bottom, as everything that I could do. Pretty much. We are still missing our front pieces, but like I said, they will be done when we will have the curb tiled. Also here I have pencil just finishing the way it is, because later we're gonna also tile baseboard till that point, and we're gonna have one more piece coming from here to here in 45, and continuation of this all the way to the corner and then to the door trim. So I have, in order for me to simply do all the cutting, finish the top, I already have everything planned and figured. So tomorrow we're gonna remove our leveling system wedges. I'll show you how that goes as well. But right now, shower is pretty much, I would say 95% done. Looks really impressive, really nice work. Lots of tiles all the way to the ceiling. Our customized niche, decent size, 16 inches by 15 inches is the size of each nook. So get in there. Tomorrow we starting rolling with the floor. So we'll see how that will go. Okay, so we're slowly getting ready to work on the floor, but before we do that, we will remove all the pieces of our system. And once again, red elements that you can see are pieces that you're using multiple times, I would say hundreds of times. Those have been used by me on the previous projects already. Only spacers, clips are pieces that actually are one-time use. Bottom part of the clip stays under the tile, this flat element, and this gets removed. So we're gonna remove all the pieces, all the other spacers as well, those blue wedges that I've used for precise adjustment of all the accent pieces. Our pencil pieces will be gone as well, so we will finally see nice clean looking installation, because to be honest with you, right now this red elements kind of takes away from the way the tile work ended up. So I'm ready to get rid of those. Tiles are already dry, and I'll show you also how we do this part of the project. Red element, like I said, it's reusable, but the way you pretty much removing, we hitting the side of the clip, and it nicely breaks off. Red element goes to bucket with pieces that we will use again, and you can just pretty much snag them. I'm trying to be careful because edges of travertine are pretty soft. So if you use some type of a system with a travertine, you want to make sure to do best you can to preserve the edges, right? Because like I said, they like to crack, so, or chip slightly, so it's essential to remove it pretty gently. with the porcelain tiles, if we installing this leveling system on a porcelain floor, we don't have to be as careful about each time when natural stone is involved. We have to take all the precautions to make sure to not cause any damage. Alright, so this is what is left from our leveling system, from the shower. Those are pieces that we are eliminating, removing, and this is actually our element. I'm trying to zoom it for you. We'll see if I'll be able to. Perfect level master. Red wedges we have in this bucket, there's other bucket, and this system comes in different kits, different sizes, so check on eBay, check on Amazon. You should be able to find it if you would like to use it. So this is how it works, this is how it looks like. And now let me show you our finished project, finished product without red pieces present. This is how nicely everything turns out. We've been able to create very nice tight grout joints. This is really small space. We've got about 1/16 of an inch perfect grout joint, and this is how it looks like. So lots of work, as you could tell, but the goal result is excellent. We have installation without any tiles being recessed or pushed out from the floor, and we're going to repeat the same process on the wall. I will show you a little bit on the wall, on the floor, how we do this. So the result will be pretty much same to what you can see right now on the walls.